WTF. I'll read, I'm Brother Love from Cultaholic, and welcome to all the WTF moments from this week's episode of AEW Dynamite, and also Happy Halloween. And we're kicking things off with the radical concept that is, wrestling person gets in limo, but the limo does not explode. Get in! Not because I'm as thick as one of Pavlov's dogs, but because I've seen that Vince McMahon explosion thing happen so many times over the past 12 and a bit years. I've been preconditioned to think every time a wrestler goes near a limo, the thing's gonna go pop. Take me home, country roads to West Virginia. It's a Cultaholic town. A massive thanks, of course, goes out to John T, Lisa Burns, and Caleb Inberdon. I do hope I said that correctly. Next time you go to an AEW show, do what those lovely people did there and spread the good name of Cultaholic throughout their, whatever their thing's called, like the universe, but not the universe. And next up, we learned that Jon Moxley versus Kenny Omega at Full Gear next weekend will be an unsanctioned lights out match, and the result of that match will not count towards either man's win-loss record. And I simply cannot have been the only person asking, what's the point then? And I know this is a blood feud and both men want to kill each other and the match will be a fantastic spectacle, but come to think of it, wins and losses are everything in All Elite Wrestling, yet this lights out match will not count towards that. So who's benefiting from this at all? I mean, the fans are, of course, but Moxley and Kenneth, they're going to kill each other for no real reward. Ask me about one thing I did not expect to see when All Elite Wrestling became a thing, and I will tell you that a Rick and Morty invasion would be that thing, but it is a real thing, therefore it's got to be a WTF moment, so here is where we find ourselves today. And Jim Ross definitely said Inter Circle versus Elite when he was talking about the Sammy Guevara versus Hangman Adam Page match that opened the night, didn't he? He did say that, didn't he? Inter Circle. Now, hearing that made me list all of the Inters in the sports in the world today. And I reckon there's just Inter Milan, Inter Miami, Inter your mom, Inter your nan, Inter your da, get into Milan Drover. That's all the Inters there is, Jim. And it's inner, yeah. And next up we have Excalibur saying that Hangman Adam Page lives so close to the arena where All Elite Wrestling Dynamite took place last night. So close, in fact, he could have rode his horse to the arena. Now, obviously, since Hangman Page is the rootinest, tootinest cowboy in the wild, wild west, he's probably got more than one horse. But the death, the untimely, horrible death of Hunter Horse Helmsley, or what was his other name? His real name might have been Stoney, but Hunter Horse Helmsley, that death was so fresh in the mind. When I heard Excalibur say that, I wept. It was still so fresh, man, I wasn't ready for that, Excalibur. Less than 20 minutes into the show, and Hangman Adam Page is already dropping those sugar, honey, ice and tea bombs by good. There was kids there, man. Hangman, what you said there, that's normally a last segment of the night thing, but I did say it, didn't I, boys and girls? He is the rootinest, tootinest cowboy in the wild, wild west. Hangman swearing. This is a new low, this. Ralphus is alive, and I've got to wonder what exactly Chris Jericho would make about the look Ralphus is sporting today. We all know he thinks that Sammy Guevara is like a sexy Spanish god. Well, Ralphus there, he looks like a sexy British burger van owner. I mean, I do too, to be fair, when I'm not looking like Brother Love, but let me tell you, sexy Spanish gods, easy for me to say, having a burger van is way better than being one of those, because there's burgers there. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Why would you hold yourself up like that, allowing your opponent to kick you right in the face? Now, I've been saying this for years, of course, and I bet you're pissing sick of me saying it every single time somebody does that move there. And I don't know if anybody did it before Alberto Del Rio brought it to the WWE way back in the day, but by gum, he's brought something back to the professional wrestling world there, even worse than him and Tito Ortiz fighting a real fight for some toys. That's a real thing that's happening, Google it. Second week in a row I'm going to say this when it comes to Brandi Rhodes, but Brandi Rhodes, what the hell was that? What's going on? Are you okay? It appears she's going through some sort of breakdown, but thankfully she's got Awesome Kong there to comfort her. Awesome Kong, of course, with the cackling and whatnot and the destroying. That's exactly who you want to cry on the shoulder of, isn't it? I bet she's very caring. In gimmick, of course. I know she's lovely out of gimmick, but in gimmick I'm talking about. Nevertheless, I'm looking forward to see where this goes, because at the minute I've got no idea whatsoever. Now, this following thing is amazing, and it's not even hack theory-ish in the slightest. Go back and watch the Rock and Roll Cut That promo with my friend Chris Van Vliet. He's not my friend, no one's my friend. Just look when Robert Gibson is speaking how Ricky Morton's mouth is saying the exact same words at the same time. That's right, boys and girls. For the last 12 million years that those two have been one of the greatest tag teams in the history of professional wrestling, Robert Gibson has had Ricky Morton's hand up him. Ventriloquist ting. The loaded sock? Why the hell has that not been used more in professional wrestling in the modern-ish era? I mean, like, obviously it's because it's something the kids could easily copy, but that's not why I'm here. I'm here to say, wasn't it refreshing to see a couple of old-timers, all the respect in the world attached to that old-timers thing, they can still move quicker than I ever could, come back for a one-off appearance and make the stars of today look bigger and badder and just good compared to them today. And before you go down to the comments, I know we have a 48-year-old AEW Le Champion whose 49th birthday happens on Full Gear Day. Oh, spooky Halloween. But still, that's a rarity in my preconditioned Pavlov dogs-like mind, so it was good to see. No, stop it. But first of all, seatbelts, lads. Use them. But second of all, ask me about something I did not expect to see when All Elite Wrestling became a thing, and I would tell you about Big Dick Tony Schiavone and Cody Rhodes sitting in the back of a limousine with Tony telling Cody about the time he walked in to Dusty Rhodes' hotel room. Dusty Rhodes was butt naked because Dusty Rhodes wanted to make Willie Nelson wait for an interview because, and I quote, the father was into left, baby. I am just Bruce Prichard now. Make them wait and all that though, so when you're late for work, just tell them that because Dusty Rhodes said so, your boss will be fine with it. Back once again, ask me another thing I did not expect to see when All Elite Wrestling became a thing, and I would tell you, I would not have expected to hear Jim Ross say, wubba lubba dub dub, from the Rick and Morty ting, but that's a thing that happened, and this show is called WTF Moments, and I'm stood here looking like Patrick Starr. And since I am sort of dressed as a Patrick Starr, Bruce Prichard, Brother Love hybrid, I might as well go for it. It looks like AEW and WWE shop at the same shop for their jobbers. And I know you're asking, Ross, where the hell do AEW and WWE shop for the same jobbers? Well, it's Jobbers R Us, innit? And you can find that next to the Stadium of Light in Sunderland. Now that sign there made me think of my own mother having a go at me for using alcohol as a crutch. And I told me mum when she said that, don't be silly, mum, because crutches, they help you walk. Way! But also while we're here, Bad Chris, do not take people's crutches. And Jake Hagar kneeing someone in the bollocks, where we've seen that before, Jake, you little scamp. Bellator, that's where. Huh? So first of all, Dustin Rhodes' arse and then head dented the side of that car, so by God. And second of all, when that car door bounced back off the human arm of Dustin Rhodes, I was left making one noise. Huh? And that's because I never knew how they did this trick in the films and on the television, but last night during AEW Dynamite, I learned there's a black beam ting there. The door doesn't hit Dustin's arm, it hits the black beam. Secrets of the business revealed, eh? What's that up there? Is that a bucket load of gaming references I'm not understanding? I think it is. So during that Kenny Omega entrance that I completely understood, we learned that Kota Ibushi was never, always on Kenny Omega's side. If that's not a WTF moment, I don't know what is, because I'm heartbroken. But then we saw that there, and back in the day, Bray Wyatt did something like that, and I learned that I am his illegitimate long-lost brother, so Kenny Omega. Let's spunk in a cup. Is that what... Let's do one of those DNA tests, you never know, you might be related. to this, but when it comes to join us in professional wrestling, of course, Cultaholic invented it, even though we're not in the business. And by the way, doesn't that thing there look like the centre of the New Japan logo? Therefore, hack theory dictates there will be a New Japan invasion very soon, and Kenny Omega will be the Stone Cold Steve Austin from the Alliance. You know, the old Stone Cold returns, all that malarkey, the old Kenny Omega, the cleaner, that's where it'll finish. But during that entrance, of course, Kenny Omega walked out dressed as Jack Skeleton, going for a skiing holiday. I know it's about Undertale or something, everyone in the office has told me about that, but still, jokes. But somebody pointed this out to me last week, so I was on this like a hawk this week. They still have Kenny Omega's Twitter handle wrong during his entrance, and they should sort that out. It's Kenny Omega Man Kiss, not just Kenny Omega Kiss. Now, I don't know about you, but I just love it when somebody thinks they are being really cool by doing something that in their mind, when they sat in their bedroom late at night thinking, oh, if I do this tomorrow, it'll be really cool. But when they come to do that thing they thought would be really cool, it doesn't quite come off. So they're sat there looking like an utter twat. So Kenny Omega takes the hot tag, he hits 3 dragon suplexes in a row, then he goes on the floor, expecting the 3 men he hit the dragon suplexes on to fall to the ground because he clicked and that'll be cool, wouldn't it? Only problem was, though, the first time he clicked, nobody moved a muscle. So he had to stand up, turn around, think, oh, they haven't fallen down them. I better do it again. Egg all over his face. He must have felt pathetic. And then a quick reminder to you all at home, if you sent the clip of that happening there to Jim Cornette, mention Jim Cornette in the clip you sent to him, you're a bad person and a kitten was shot when you press send. Men are dying left, right and centre, yet all that woman can think of is about getting a good selfie. What a heartless woman. And then we have to make it a WTF moment, but SCU won and became the first ever AEW World Tag Team Champions, and since the Lucha Bros were undefeated in All Elite, the WTF moment, isn't it? And that's it for your WTF moments from what was yet another fantastic episode, I thought, of All Elite Wrestling : Dynamite. The fantastic opener between Sammy Guevara and Hangman Page was fantastic. Who would have thought of it? The Portuguese perfect athlete was fantastic in that match, that great match against Shida. That was good as well. The interactions between Tony and Cody were very different to what we know from professional wrestling. They were understated, they were heartfelt, they were very sincere. In my opinion, they were very effective. We had Chris Jericho in a pumpkin sports coat smoking a cigar. That's a thumbnail. That was also good. He might just be a better bastard than War Geordie Pack. And I never thought I'd say that, but I just have. We had a few amazing tag matches, to be honest with you. The wig's fallen off. That didn't tickle my pickle Rick, to be honest with you, but it happened. And finally, of course, Jon Moxley's a very captivating man with a microphone in hand. If you haven't seen Moxley's promo from last night's All Elite Wrestling : Dynamite, please check it out. Now I'm off to watch Crown Jewel now. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments below. You can follow us on Twitter at Cultaholic. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Cultaholic. And if you enjoy what we do here at Cultaholic, you can pledge to our Patreon page, patreon.com/Cultaholic. Hit subscribe and join us